The legal apparatus has been activated. That band of opponents who believe they were untouchable will feel the cold weight of court records in their hands. Within 7 days, they altered rules and processes to turn the system against you. They believed. They were aware of arrogance and misunderstanding. Now, with considerably more devastating precision and no way out of the same bureaucratic labyrinth, they lured you back into it. Justice shall be poetry. That set of haters will get court documents in 7 days or less. They set the stage for their own demise and now must deal with the repercussions of a system they poisoned, believing it would never happen to them. Your veins have held a particular vigor since birth. You saw through the barrier, but others had compromised perceptions. You could sense the energy currents that formed this planet. This perspective represents your natural right and genealogy from worlds beyond our comprehension. Your enemies were aware of this capability long before they displayed it. Their selecting process was never random or accidental. They found what was burning within you, that unfettered light that threatens to reveal what they have hidden. Their hatred is the most potent endorsement of what you offer, since light destroys its natural state. Instead of attacking a dead bulb, a moth will fly toward the most intense flame. Your entire presence upsets their carefully planned universe. Their rejection confirms your value in ways that their praise will never do. Could the potency of your gift be directly related to the ferocity of their attacks? You should be more aware of your function within the larger cosmic system. The more violently they attack you, the more they see your potential. Remember when the atmosphere shifted around you. Even if uncertainty obscures your own eyesight. When natural relationships required work, supporters stopped communicating, and chances disappeared unexpectedly. The doors that should have opened remained locked. It turned out to be much more purposeful than what seemed to be random misfortune, brick by brick, person by person. They built an unseen barricade around her life. Every unspoken lie adds a stone to the wall built to lock you in. Every contrived event widened the moat, and each false buddy became another gatekeeper. They conducted this siege in such a subtle manner that many people were unaware of the jail that surrounds you. They used isolation as a tactic, separating you from supplies, allies, recognition, and assistance. They felt that if you were put under enough pressure, your determination would crumble, forcing you to give up or resign. Heat refines gold to its most expensive state. Friction polishes raw stones into jewels, while pressure turns coal into diamonds. Each strategy they used against you resulted in the precise internal circumstances required for your development. What was meant to be your prison has become your transformation chamber. The same assault designed to weaken you has instead focused your might in this reality. Nothing goes unrecorded. Every scheme against you, every made-up situation, and every false tale is meticulously recorded in the cosmic accounting system. Without your involvement or efforts, this global ledger retains its accuracy. Natural law maintains the universe's balance with flawless precision. Just as gravity does not need permission to bring objects to Earth, cosmic justice does not need permission to restore the universe's balance. It acts mathematically, precisely, automatically, and continuously. Consider how their first action against you sparked a pendulum. They increased the force with each action, forcing the pendulum to drift farther away from the center. Physical law mandates that the pendulum complete its arc and compound interest be paid to the energy used to propel it. Debts are owed. According to the cosmic ledger, the accounts must be balanced. The mechanics of their death are interwoven in the same system that they used as a weapon against you. They believe they had control over the equipment, but it has its own master. Universal law extends to everyone, regardless of their position or authority on the planet. Throughout human history, cosmically significant upheavals have happened in cycles of 7. The moon changes phases in 4 sets of 7. The earth formed in 7 days. Music completes itself in 7 movements. Colors and notes are shown in their full spectrum across 7 bands. This pattern is deeply embedded in reality's fundamental structure. Your vindication follows this divine pattern because it is in accordance with the universe's natural rhythm, not because you demanded it. A full cycle lasts 7 days, which is the shortest length of time needed for significant systemic change. You might anticipate physical symptoms throughout Holy Week. The cosmos moves from potential to actuality, energy to matter, and invisible to visible. What occurs throughout these 7 days is more than just emotional fulfillment. Records are created, talks are had, surface evidence is unearthed, and documentation emerges from dubious sources. The ethereal becomes solid. This realization occurs because world law requires that it not heal your broken soul, despite the reality that it will. The designated time has come. The cosmic clock has struck its hour, as divinely decreed, and now awaits the perfect convergence of all necessary components. The hidden must become visible. Because they were proficient at reflection, your opponents created complex mirrors to alter your look. They put on these distorted glasses in front of others, presenting your knowledge as a weakness, your strength as a weakness, and your truth as an illusion. Their funhouse mirrors turned your limitations into violence. Your intuition turned into paranoia, and your sincere concern became hysteria. Every mirror works in both ways, a universal law that they overlooked while focused on how you seem to others. The same reflecting surface that projected one image might catch another. They had no clue what those similar mirrors were revealing about them. As these mirrors gently revolve, the gadgets that started to distort your vision now perfectly aligned to capture theirs. Everyone can see every motivation, intimate talk, and earnest objective. The reflection process starts after the projection is done. What the world sees in them is exactly what they try to have others perceive in you. The mirror just waited for the right angle to disclose the whole truth. It never lied. We ultimately arrived at that angle. They exploited its faults, focused its strength on their goals, and learned the language. They believed themselves that they had managed, controlled, and permanently shaped it to their specifications. This erroneous confidence originated from a basic misunderstanding of systems, such as how a body's immune response only acts when certain dangers become urgent. Every system incorporates internal correction methods that discover and eradicate parasitic components until the exact conditions are met. These processes stay dormant. Those prerequisites are now satisfied. Their self-cleaning activities are now initiated by the same authorities, channels, and processes that they employed against you. Court documents gathered throughout this 7-day period give direct proof of this widespread immune reaction. These are tangible proof that cosmic order has prevailed over human duplicity, not only paperwork. The forces they believe they controlled now focus only on investigating the manipulators themselves, and the same authorities they duped now realize that your foes have planned a variety of scenarios. They planned contingency plans, constructed alibis, manufactured evidence, and rehearsed comedic answers. Instead, deal with reality. Their preparations were mostly aimed at changing perception. They are fully exposed to what follows. Individuals are unable to prepare responses to confrontations that arrive at their door as a result of this basic fallacy. The naked, basic truth is shown so clearly that no distortion can endure. This interaction is being generated by reality rather than you. People and reality follow different rules. It is hard to scare truth into silence. Reality does not give in to social pressure, does not take bribes or favors, does not fear losing its rank or position, does not question its own viewpoint, and does not need friends or agreement to retain power. When your opponent comes up against this wall of unadulterated truth, their carefully planned arguments will shatter. When they come into contact with hard facts, their carefully constructed narratives shatter, and the flat surface of reality prevents their emotional manipulations from holding water. They're up against something that no amount of strategy can overcome. For the first time, arrogance is linked to recklessness. Your opponents, feeling they were immune, acted with increasing audacity, leaving traces of themselves and their nations everywhere. Digital footprints, paper traces, eyewitness recollections, competing narratives, financial records, timing, discrepancies, and communication patterns. Although each component may not seem to be very important on its own, when joined, they create an unmistakable constellation that clearly reveals deliberate orchestration. With each successful operation, they left more evidence against you, just as thieves get more careless. What they thought was removed is still on the servers. What they thought was hidden has been completely preserved, and what they said in private is carved in the memories of those whose allegiance they overestimated. Now, this data comes to life, revealing patterns so evident that even the most dubious observer must acknowledge their significance. Now that the breadcrumbs have been dispersed across their campaign against you, you can trace a direct trail back to them. The beauty of this discovery is that it does not need a complex narrative to unravel. All that is necessary is for the appropriate time to occur when enough components come together to make a vision beyond comprehension. This alignment happened. Now is the moment. At this point, the image becomes pretty clear. When the truth is at the center of anything, support grows spontaneously. It does not need your coordination like iron filings. They are arranging themselves around a magnet. Integrity-driven individuals hold key roles. Resources were pooled and reserved at the appropriate moment. Despite the temptation to distort their testimonies, witnesses stayed composed. Timing coincided with seemingly random delays and accelerations, and the data was consistent across all trajectories. You were never really alone, as they wanted you to think. For every visible opponent working against you, there were invisible allies who were much more successful on your favor, whether or not you could see their actions. These forces responded to the truth itself. As a consequence, they did not need your permission to act on your behalf to convert base metals into gold. They needed certain catalysts and precise temperatures, which ancient alchemists understood as necessary for transformation. Your opponents unwittingly performed the role of experienced alchemists in your metamorphosis, delivering the precise components required for your development. Every false charge they made became a crucial element. Every treachery they planned served as a flame. Every barrier they built produced the right amount of pressure, and the isolation they enforced provided the ideal conditions for final transformation by transforming your undeveloped potential into refined power. This crucible served a greater function. Rather than destroying you, the fire transformed your soul into something impenetrable. The tension that was supposed to shatter you pushed your spirit to diamond-like strength. What emerges is more than who you were before. You emerge from this change with knowledge that cannot be obtained by education, borrowing, or ordinary experience, since it was gained through direct contact with opposing forces. This idea exudes clear authority. Watch how reality resurfaces as the allies break under the weight of new evidence. Those who saw your efforts are often amazed by the repair's extraordinary thoroughness and rapidity. Your voice, which had been temporarily muffled, suddenly speaks with astonishing clarity, and options that had seemingly disappeared resurface with enhanced potential connections poisoned against you. Clear and reconnect with a greater appreciation for your consistency, and resources that seemed to be forever blocked suddenly flow with even more richness. Returning what was taken is simply one part of the mending. Universal law requires more than just replacement. The cosmic accounting system calculates the exact interest on everything that was temporarily disrupted. What returns is multiplied, extended, and exalted from its initial condition. The kingdom is genuinely yours. Your effect, connections, resources, and zone of influence not only return, but also grow beyond their original limits. Rather than diminishing your territory, the attack forces it to expand into areas that would have been unreachable without this driving challenge. You have incredible authority as a consequence of your adventure. You now own personal information that cannot be duplicated or imitated. Your understanding of opposition, systemic manipulation, and cosmic justice. Transcendence is a theoretical comprehension. You've lived it. You have gone through it. You have changed as a result of this. They sought to hush the voice, but it now echoes with unmistakable intensity. Those who come into contact with you quickly recognize the depth created by this fire. Without such conflict, it would be impossible to convey the weight of your words without first-hand experience of both darkness and light. Can your insights penetrate precisely? The scars you bore become sacred literature for those who will fight similar wars and travel similar landscapes. Your lived experience serves as the most effective guide for others still in the storm. The knowledge you gain from direct contact with hostile forces now acts as a lighthouse beacon. What are your adversaries meant to be? Your last chapter has become your most powerful beginning. The consequence they anticipated for you has become a springboard for effect they never expected you to have. They are now facing the consequences of their biggest mistake, believing that breaking you would reduce your power when, in reality, it would unleash your entire potential. The techniques used against you are now completely comparable to those that developed them. This cosmic boomerang strikes its target with perfect precision and returns with mathematical accuracy, rather than at random or with approximation. Their own secret efforts are now exposed by the unfounded allegations they level. They have parted from you and are now distanced from you. They are now throwing doubt on your credibility, and it permeates everything they say. The authorities who turn against you have now directed all of their investigation efforts into locating the manipulators. This reversal is revealed by the natural balancing mechanisms embedded into the universe, not by your destructive orchestration. Justice always finds its intended victim, just as water finds its level. You do not have to do anything. Simply relax and let natural law to do its faultless job. The beauty of this reversal is in how complete it is. No details are overlooked. No approach is unaltered, and no one is exempt from responsibility. The system does a thorough audit of everything that happened, uncovering all previously hidden information, with a particular emphasis on the persons who launched and organized the campaign against you. Cosmic justice has no allowance for human impatience or scheduling preferences. It runs on its own timetable. However, some factors cause these universal processes to accelerate. The cosmic response speeds up substantially when deceit threatens essential systems, manipulation exceeds particular thresholds, or innocent people suffer beyond certain limitations. These requirements were satisfied in your case, resulting in expedited procedures via the universal justice system. What formerly took months or years now takes just a few days. The 7-day time frame illustrates this acceleration, also known as cosmic fast-tracking, in reaction to the gravity and magnitude of the event. This shorter time frame accomplishes a number of goals. It prevents further harm from being done to innocent people, protects important evidence from damage while apprehending perpetrators before escape routes are developed. Above important, it removes any doubt about the relationship between what was done and what is now happening. During their campaign, your opponents produced witnesses for everyone they interacted with, proving the clear causal link between actions and consequences. They pushed everyone, even the authorities. They deceived every ally they acquired. Each person frequently has fragments of a larger picture without realizing their importance. They all include shards of information about their genuine motives and behaviors. These witnesses now seem to interact with one another by a seemingly random paths. Their disjointed narratives combine to provide a complete testimony. Their various experiences combine to show well-coordinated patterns that defy chance and misinterpretation. The most incriminating evidence frequently emerges from unexpected places. They were the individuals they relied on the most. Those they believed were fully devoted, or those who were afraid, become the most believable witnesses against them. People they believe have been effectively silenced. Determine the ideal platforms and times to present their ideas. No strategy could have foreseen or controlled the most effective production of collaborative evidence. This phenomena goes beyond human organization. To disclose the hidden hand of cosmic justice, which ensures total disclosure by raising the appropriate voices at the right time. As these components come together, the individuals who plan the campaign against you will be held responsible. The evidence trail includes witness testimony, system activation, and document delivery. This reckoning reflects the cosmos itself, restoring order that extends beyond emotional fulfillment or self-validation. When court documents are supplied within 7 days of the deadline, the cosmic accounting system's computations are officially finished. The hidden has been revealed, and the unseen is now seen. These findings offer as a real example of how human dishonesty may violate universal law. For them, the end result will be terrible. The repercussions occur just as they did. The severity is proportionate to the harm they meant to do you, and the thoroughness corresponds to the extent of their endeavor. The fact that this reckoning is public highlights the harm they intended to inflict on your reputation. Most importantly, the method of this reckoning is comparable to the one they used against you. The powers they diverted return to their original role. The corrupted procedures regain their correct operation, as do the authority they misled. Finally, their unwavering commitment to truth is seen in everything they believe they could control. After this cosmic reversal, you'll find yourself in an unknown country. The environment around you fully changes, realigning itself with truth rather than deception. This new arrangement not only restores the past, but it also generates a better reality that is congruent with your true aim, rather than the result of imposed limitations. Your place in the new global system reflects your authentic spiritual strength. Your influence is as broad as your real understanding permits, and your voice has the exact effect it was intended to have. Your resources are the perfect complement for your true goal. This rearrangement happens because the universe benefits from each component acting in its rightful place, with the appropriate scope and acknowledgement. Your repair has a greater purpose than just satisfying your ego for personal enjoyment. It restores proper flow in systems that are greater than you. In this new environment, the same forces who arrange your vindication are still at work to guarantee that you are in the precise place for which you were created. Have entire faith in the placement procedure. Step fearlessly into the gaps that appear before you. Communicate with the authority you've earned. Utilize your legal authority. You learn something from your hardships that goes beyond simple success. The mantle of cosmic power is now securely put on your shoulders. Those with eyes to see and hearts to realize will immediately perceive the power emanating from inside. This authority stems from your long-standing connection to higher realms, rather than earthly power based on titles or positions. This clothing transforms your whole way of moving in the world. The vibratory weight of the words delivered from this position of authority penetrates barriers and connects with those seeking the truth. Your sheer presence modifies the surroundings by offering direction. Where chaos reigned, courage reigned, horror reigned, and clarity prevailed in times of turmoil. The opposition never knew what would trigger their attacks on you. They activated an ancient code in your spiritual DNA by placing you in risk. These activations would not have happened without this amount of resistance. They accidentally acted as catalysts for your deepest development, bringing to light hidden skills created particularly for our period. Your current position of authority is not for personal benefit, but for a divine purpose. You've gone through rigorous testing, been qualified by fire, and proved worthy of power that would corrupt weaker vessels. The universe grants you this power because you have shown integrity and the capacity to use it properly. This authority arrives at the ideal moment for humanity to profit from your efforts. Your hardships were not unjustified. Rather, they offered customized education for certain acts that could only be completed by someone with your particular spiritual makeup. The world needs what you have burning inside you. Therefore, take this power without hesitation or pretense of modesty.